Hello everyone, today's October 4th, 2010, coming to you from my mobile studio. In exactly 9 days, we will be visited by aliens. They'll be hovering over major cities in the United States, or around the world, I guess, in their UFOs, but they won't touch down. They're just going to be hovering for a few hours. This according to a high-ranking retired NORAD official that was in the Air Force. He's been channeling these aliens for 10 years now, and they're supposed to be coming. They're going to make themselves be known. They know that it's going to scare most people to know that aliens really exist, but our CO2 emissions are getting so high that they need to save our planet. So, okay, I mean, kind of far-fetched. But hey, I believe in extraterrestrials. With billions and billions of galaxies and planets and solar systems. I can't imagine we're the only form of life here in the whole universe. I mean, that's kind of crazy to think that. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Beyond the economics that I study, I also study religion, and I read in 2006. I read the Bible from cover to cover. Most of it went over my head. So many words I'd never seen before, but I wanted to at least be able to say that I had read the entire book from page 1 until page 1080, I believe it was. And then I've been studying astrotheology lately, and also I've done a lot of study of the Sumerian civilization and Zechariah Sitchin and all that stuff that's ancient civilizations. So I may touch on some of those topics in a blog that I'm going to be creating. I've already kind of set it up, but I'll put a link to it down here in the bottom. I'm still going to be talking on that blog about economic issues and gold and silver and currencies and stuff like that, but I want to kind of branch out and talk about some other things here and there. Most things is still going to stay economic for the most part, but there's some other things that I've studied and I like to touch on, and I don't feel it's appropriate for this channel, since this is mainly an economic channel. I think that's what people should have when they come to it. So I'll put a link down below, and probably tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to be putting a list, maybe 30, 40 things about silver. Just facts about silver. Maybe some people know some of them, they don't know others. So today I also wanted to mention that the October 1st show for GoldSeek Radio, the founder of GATA was interviewed along with Gerald Celente. It was a really interesting show. I watch it every week. You should check it out if you've never seen the show before. Just go to GoldSeek.com, and then there's a button on the top for radio, and then you can listen to it. You can skip through the beginning. There's a part where the host talks to Bob Chapman about the housing market. Usually they talk about the housing market. Today they talked about gold and silver. I've been listening to it for about a year now. It's a once a week show, but there was something on there that Gerald Celente mentioned today. He talked about preparing for the worst. I think it's really important to prepare for the worst. I mean, if you do and nothing happens, well, then you're fine. So there's really no ill effects of preparing for the worst. But if you don't prepare and something happens, you can be wiped out. And he mentions that. It's a pretty powerful statement. It's kind of like the video I made about the possible stock market crash in this month, or before the end of the year. If you take your money out of the market and nothing happens, well, then you just keep your money. Maybe you miss out on a little profit. Maybe you save a little from going down. But if it crashes and you leave everything in there, you'd be wiped out. So, taking those types of precautions, not because I say so, just taking those types of precautions, maybe do a little extra research. See if there's enough people telling you, hey, maybe this is a wise thing to do. Maybe you want to do it. I mean, don't just do it because one man says so. just my opinion, but I'm just trying to maybe alert some people to do a little extra research to check things out, because I do a lot of research myself and try to bring things to people that I think are important. One last thing I wanted to mention, I did a video before on section 9006, I think it is, of the healthcare bill. It's going to make us all healthier by having to fill out 1099 forms for any purchases or sales of gold and silver, all financial transactions, over $600. So, this might put a high premium on the real small, like junk silver and like 1/10 ounce gold coins. Because those will be in high demand if you want to stay under the radar and you only want to sell $600 worth. A 1 ounce gold coin is $1,300. So those you won't be able to do much with those. So the small denomination coins could have a high premium on them. One last thing I forgot to mention about the interview on GoldSeek Radio. Murphy points out that back in 1930 and 1980, in the last two bull runs in precious metals, 28% of the public was involved in buying gold and silver. Right now, it's 0.2%. It's not even 0.5% of the public that is involved in buying gold and silver. I saw this show on NBC News on how the new gold rush, this and that. And of course they had their opposition talking about the gold bubble, and Ben Stein says, everyone's going to be regretting jumping into the bubble, all these high prices, and they're going to be losing a lot of money. And Ben Stein, I don't even know how he's called an economist. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about him. I don't know his history. I used to watch him 3 years ago argue with Peter Schiff about the housing market and how subprime wasn't a problem, and there's no bubble in housing, and Peter was just dead wrong. And he's dead wrong. He's dead wrong on housing. He's dead wrong on gold. I don't know. It's funny if you could find that clip. I mean, maybe I can look for it and somehow link it. But it's it's just absurd that he's talking about a bubble. So right now the big money's running into the markets, pushing up the precious metals. The big large funds, and the average guy. If you walk along the street and ask like 20 people, are you buying gold and silver? I bet you won't even find a single one. We're nowhere near a bubble. I always laugh when I hear people talking about a bubble. So anyway, that's it. See you later.